In a picturesque valley where green fields stretched to the horizon, lived a tractor named Rufus. Rufus was large and strong, with a red body that gleamed in the sunlight. Every day, Rufus was ready to work, taking care of the farm and helping with various tasks. One day, Rufus woke up early in the morning as the sun began to rise over the valley. He knew there was a lot of work ahead of him, but he was prepared for it. The first task was to plow the field for new crops. Rufus hitched up the plow and headed out to the field. With a loud roar of the engine, he drove towards the field that was waiting to be prepared for new crops. The ground was heavy and damp, but Rufus, thanks to his strength and reliable mechanisms, easily pulled the plow through the earth, creating even deep furrows. Rufus's every move was precise and deliberate, as the earth turned and crumbled under the pressure of the plow, revealing rich, dark soil ready for new seeds. With each line passed, the field took on a new look, transforming into a perfectly plowed area. Rufus proudly watched his work, knowing that his work was the first step to a bountiful harvest. After finishing plowing, Rufus started the next task, sowing seeds. He attached a seeder filled with corn seeds and began scattering them over the freshly plowed field. Each seed fell into the prepared furrow, gently settling on the soft, overturned earth. Thanks to the precise operation of the seeder, the seeds were evenly distributed throughout the field, ensuring that each plant had enough space to grow and develop. Rufus moved slowly across the field, his drill working flawlessly, ensuring that every furrow was carefully filled. The sun was shining brightly, its rays reflecting off the tiny seeds that gleamed against the dark earth. Once the field was sown, Rufus moved to the pasture where the animals were waiting for him. This was another important task, transporting feed for the cows. Rufus hitched up the trailer full of food and slowly pulled it to the pen. The animals, seeing Rufus coming, joyfully ran towards him. The feed was distributed and the animals began to eat peacefully. In the afternoon, Rufus had one more important task, transporting the crops to the warehouse. The sun was slowly beginning to sink towards the horizon, illuminating the fields with a warm golden light. Rufus, full of energy after a short break, moved towards the field where a combine harvester was already waiting, busily harvesting ripe grain. The tractor pulled up to the combine harvesting the grain from the field and began loading it onto its trailer. The grain was heavy, but Rufus, thanks to his strength, managed it admirably. When the trailer was full, he headed to the warehouse where the grain would be stored for the winter. Towards evening, Rufus returned to his shed, tired but satisfied with the work he had done. The lights went out and the tractor deserved a rest. He knew that tomorrow would be another challenging day, but he was ready for it. In the valley where Rufus worked, everything was in its place thanks to his unfailing work and dedication. This is how another day passed on the farm, where Rufus, the brave tractor, made sure that everything functioned smoothly and harmoniously. Every day was a new adventure for him, and his hard work brought joy and satisfaction. Welcome to my animated farm. Today I will tell you a short story about a colorful tractor. Behind the mountains, behind the forests, in a picturesque valley full of blooming meadows and green fields, lived a colorful tractor named Basil. Basil was unique because each piece had a different color. The cabin was blue, the hood was red, and the wheels were yellow like the sun. Basil was very proud of his colors and always tried to look his best. Every morning, when the sun rose over the valley, Basil woke up with joy and went to work full of energy. His task was to help the farmers of the valley in various field works. Basil had many friends among agricultural machines, who together with him formed an irreplaceable team. The first machine that Basil visited was Bella, a powerful combine harvester. Bella was green and had big yellow wheels. She was very strong and could quickly gather grain from the fields. Together with Basil, they made a great duo. Basil helped prepare the field, and Bella harvested the crops. Basil's next friend was Pico, a cheerful plow. Pico was orange and always had a lot of energy. He loved digging in the ground and preparing it for sowing. When Basil dragged Pico through the fields, Together they created grooves in which seeds were later planted. Mila, a blue trailer, also lived nearby. Mila was very helpful and always ready to transport various things, from crops to tools. Basil often dragged Mila around the fields, delivering crops to the warehouses. One day, while working in the field, Basil noticed that Bella had a problem. Her wheels got stuck in the mud and she couldn't move. Basil quickly rushed to help. With Pico's help, Bella was able to get out of trouble. After a while, he managed to free our green harvester. Bella was very grateful to her friends for their help. After a whole day of hard work, Basil and his friends always met on a hill from where they had a view of the entire valley. There they told each other stories, laughed and rested. They knew that working together made the valley beautiful and full of life. Every day, Basil and his friends showed how important teamwork and mutual help are. And so, in a colorful valley full of friendly agricultural machines, everyone lived happily ever after, taking care of the land and enjoying every day. In a small village surrounded by green hills lived a green tractor named Rufus. Rufus was very hardworking and every day he helped farmers with various work in the field. It had a large, strong cabin and 4 solid tires that allowed it to move over difficult terrain. One sunny morning, Rufus, with the help of Mila's blue trailer, went out to the field to help harvest potatoes. He worked diligently, driving back and forth, transporting trailer loads of potatoes to the warehouse. Suddenly, Rufus felt that something was wrong. He heard a loud hiss and felt his right front tire begin to collapse. Worried, Rufus stopped and tried to find a way to fix the tire himself, but he knew he couldn't do it without help. He decided to call his best friend, a green tractor named Leo, who was a mechanic. Leo quickly took a repair kit and a new tire with him and arrived at the scene quickly. Leo and Rufus started working together. First, they lifted Rufus using a special jack to remove the flat tire. Leo deftly unscrewed the bolts and removed the old, damaged tire. Then he put on a shiny new tire and tightened all the bolts. With a new tire, Rufus felt ready to continue working. He went back to work, continuing to pick and unload potatoes. Thanks to Leo's quick and effective assistance, Rufus managed to complete his task without further obstacles. In the evening, after a hard day's work, Rufus, Leo, and Mila met on a hill where they could admire the sunset. They told their adventure, laughed, and enjoyed their time together. From that day on, Rufus knew he could always count on his friends, no matter what obstacles he encountered along the way. Together they were unbeatable, and their friendship and cooperation made every job easier and more enjoyable.
Ready, steady, go!